Hey, what's going on? E. Jones, bottom to the top hoops.
Like Elvis, we're in the building.
Yo, man, it's a Monday morning, trudging through this snow. It's crazy, but we back at it, man. They can't keep us off the virtual airwaves, baby.
It's over. They can't do it. Just can't do it.
Yo, man, let me tell you something, Al, before we get into it. My pops been on my body about all of that Black Elvis, bottom to the top hoop swag. He said, yo, man, Elvis got a new fit every week. I said, yo, man, we going to get you a fit. That can you just let him know we going to take care of him, man?
Oh, we got you. We got you. Mr. Jones, we got you. 2X.
Yes. But yeah, L, man, and for those of you who've been asking about the bottom to the top hoops gear, that's definitely going to be coming soon. So we'll be debuting that in a couple of weeks. But before we get started, always got to thank the sponsors, T-Mobile, holding us down for the long haul, man. We appreciate you. Definitely go check out all of those T-Mobile's phone plans, internet, and all of that good stuff. Who else we got, L?
Shout out to the Harlem Wizards.
Yes, sir. Make sure you check out that WizFit Challenge. If you're looking for fundraising or opportunities for your kids to get engaged in a virtual space, check out the WizFit Challenge. We got Fine Food Cuisine, Chef Al, my man Slice, best takeout in the Bronx. Definitely want to check that out. Who else we got, L?
MMCC, shout out to MMCC.
Yes, sir. Man, we got a lot of people. Oh, talk to them, NYC. You need that good smoke on that embroidery. You need that screen print. You need that heat press. They held you down on that hat. Show the hat, L. Talk
got
to
that
him, NYC.
smutto.
Yeah. Stitched you up. So, L, man, we'll get into the topic, man. This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one. This one, we won't necessarily go into a top 5, top 10, but we want to go into the history of the role of the announcer in basketball, specifically street ball.
Yeah.
Because New York City kind of owns that essence of making the announcer a part of the game. And sometimes the announcer takes over the game and people come to see the announcer and not even the game.
Yeah.
So tell me your experience that you really like got hyped because the announcer was getting into it. Did you have one of those moments?
Oh man, it was a movie, man. Shout out to my man Ready Rock.
Okay.
Greg Yancey. Oh man, we was in the league.
Okay.
And I had Saquon Singleton, I had McCoy.
So you was coaching.
Yeah, I was coaching.
Okay.
And Saquon was going to work. Oh man, and then he just started giving these kids nicknames, and literally, man, they became little hood celebrities in Harlem, man. These is Bronx kids coming down just to get a little wreck.
And again, right, people don't even realize.
But guess what his name was?
What was his name?
He called him Say It Ain't So.
Yo, that's crazy because I saw him. He used that on the Instagram too. Say It Ain't So. I remember he was going by that for a while, man.
But you gotta understand the power that these dudes is giving these kids when they're giving them nicknames. These kids is running with it.
Yo, L, man. I'm telling you, when I had the clothing line, they was calling me Black Butter at 55th. Yo, man. And it's funny because, like, based on who's doing the game, people will come in the park and be like, oh, man, or, oh, such and such is doing the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like, let's say you got Skip versus Kareem Reed, it was like, yo, Duke Tango's doing this game? You knew the matchup was right, the announcer was right, the crowd was there, the whole setting. So I guess the biggest part of it, L, is it's the setting and the atmosphere that's created. And it's not just a game. It means a little bit more to us because this is our culture. And a part of that culture is the advent of the announcers being added to the game.
Yeah, let me tell you one part of it, E, that I love that the announcers has brought.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yo, Like literally, the announcer and the coaches are probably getting a headache. They're like, no, go through one-on-one. Yo, you guard him. Yo, no help. And it's like, I thought this was basketball. And people might come to New York and be like, yo, y'all not playing basketball, man. What is this? Like you on the island, you got to guard up.
It's a show.
It's a show, man.
They turned it into a show, man. That's what they've raised the level of intensity by making it about, so now the kid off instinct got to try to make his best move, and he's trying to get a bucket. But
L, listen to this. The Entertainers Basketball Classic. The perfect name, right? Mm-hmm. So back in the days of the Rucker Pro and King Towers and Gumby's on the mic and guys are going crazy. And, when we was young, it wasn't nobody on the mic at Citywide. It was just somebody got to win, somebody got to lose, the music afterwards, right?
That's a fact.
Like, next two teams, please get dressed, right? At halftime.
That's it.
So we was feeding to go to a game when it was an announcer, and we got to the point where somebody was like, oh, that's Shorty from the Gauchos. And you like, oh, that's right, that's me. So
hold on, I gotta say this too. Big shout out to my man Kevin Watson, because I remember when we played at Hoops in the Sun, it was a movie. Like, we used to be walking in the park and the announcer used to be like announcing, Dream Nation is in the building. I used to laugh so hard at Kev's swag. He used to be like, yo, let's go, fellas.
Because they're like, yo, they singing my song, right?
Come on.
Yo, big shout out to Bobby C and G Stacks over there, Hoops in the Sun. They held that down with Joe Cruz and Randy Cruz for a really long time. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy, L. So I'm gonna give a big shout out and a little bit of I'm gonna run the clock back. So as far as my knowledge, Duke Tango wasn't the first, right? Because Pro Rucker had announcers, King Towers had announcers, and there were tournaments dating back that had announcers. But as far as being mainstreamed and making it popular, the name Duke Tango, I don't even know if he was Tango. He was probably just Duke back then, right? Because then they became Tango and Cash and then Al Cash.
Exactly.
And Al Cash was like kind of like the setup guy. And Duke Tango was the color commentary, right? And he was just like, but he'll get his one-liners every now and then. So he was an important role, but Duke was the larger-than-life personality that came in the park. Like he was as important as the players.
It's a fact.
More well-known than most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dudes didn't disrespect him. He was calling you whatever. Dudes would be like, yo, call me John John. Yo, your name is the Snake. Like you gonna be what I call you. You don't give yourself a nickname out here.
Mm-hmm.
So all you wanted to do was go out there and show yourself and earn a nickname. So part of it was that, like playing well enough to be called something.
Yeah.
And then when it was a game that, let's just say, wasn't going that well or wasn't slow, the announcers had a role to actually bring the energy up.
That's right.
To ramp it up and be like, all right, let's go. Come on, these people came out here to see y'all dance. Then that make you want to get in your bag like, hold on a second. They did come out here to see me.
Come on.
Or they going at you. Yo, he's killing you right now. He got the last six. What you want? That's what it was about. Yo, man. And with that being said, I feel like everybody not everybody, but there's some people who may not have been hoopers or may have been hoopers to say, you know what, this is another lane. And it inspired people to just say, you know what, I'm going to be good at this. Because as you well know, Al, I'm a ball player. But they gave me the mic at the Big Three. Come on. What do you want me to do? Right? Like, I've been watching it all my life. So, all right, let's go. Let's get ready for that smoke. And they thought that, like, this is what I do. People was like, oh, that's that New York. I'm like, all right, cool.
Now, for the people, if you don't know, we're talking about the Ice Cube's Big Three. What was the other one with the kids that I love?
The Young Three. The
Young Three. Shout out to Jerome Williams. Shout out to Chew. Shout out to Ice Cube. You know, doing big things, man. But that's what he's talking about for the people who don't know.
Yeah, man. I was the host for the Big Three youth division, Young Three, man, and that was my job, to literally keep the kids enthused. You was there, Al, when we was in Cali. I'm on the mic from the start to the finish.
That's a fact.
Energy on 20 the whole time. But again, I can't take the credit. I saw what it's supposed to sound like. So maybe somebody from Michigan or Illinois, they might not know what that's supposed to sound like. I know.
See, so let's set the record straight. For the people who don't know, New York City started the Streetball commentating. Now, when you go to Atlanta, Pro-Am, Rucker, when you go to all of these different cities, they have commentators now.
Oh, no question.
But that literally started right here.
Yo, L, we brought a Pro-Am. Me and my man Mel brought a Pro-Am to ATL Hoops and Entertainment. And we did a Pro-Am out there, and Mel was on the mic. And we took the Rucker concept and brought it indoors and did a Pro League. So because we saw the void, right?
Yeah.
So imitation is the biggest form of flattery. If you know something works, yo, I'm gonna go and take it in this market where they don't really got this flavor, and we're gonna bring this here. They saw it on TV. They're like, oh, those New York dudes. You doggone right.
Yeah.
Now come over here and sponsor this joint for us. Right. Man, we had.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
I know who I feel is like the top three. But who would you say is one of your top three? I'm talking about all time.
Al, I don't even know if we could really put Duke Tango in a class with these guys. I don't even, I think he's in a class I don't even know if it's like the N1 mixtape tour got started because of Rucker Park. Like he was the voice, come on, they had to come get him. It was a different level of turn up. So, I mean, do you mention them in this top three? I mean, you can. I mean, or is that like a given already? I don't know.
No, we got to mention them.
Okay. So, I mean, 139th Street, Lenox Avenue, started with the EBC Pro Classic, moved over to 155th Street, Rucker Park. Partner Al Cash, they formed the dynamic duo of Tango and Cash. N1 mixtape tour, video games, ESPN, NBA TV. At one point, it was Duke Tango, Al Cash, Booby Smooth, and Hannibal. It was four of them at Rucker Park, and they was on NBA TV. Come on, bro. So he is, to me, the most impactful and the best because of career and longevity to ever grace a microphone in a streetball game, in my opinion. What about you? Who you got?
You know what? I gotta go with Joe. Because I remember
Joe Pope.
I remember when I was doing the Nike, when they did it at Riverton, when they put the hardwood hood.
That was mean. Game 7. My man Justin Leonard. Yup.
It was a movie, and I remember I was out there because I was filming. I was doing a mixtape for Shavar Newkirk.
Okay.
And I was just so amazed at Joe because he had it popping. He's in the crowd. He's on the floor in the huddle with the kids. He's entertaining me. Hey, cameraman, what you need? You need me. He's an entertainer.
Yo, first of all, he's from Bronx River. So that's family off the top, right?
Off rip.
But Joe I know Joe since I was really, really young. Right? I used to play for my dad. And Joe was always a jokester. Joe, you snap with Joe, you're fried. He's gonna cook you. Let's just be clear. I've never seen nobody go head up with Joe Pope and win. Never. It might have happened. Yo, I've seen him cook people. And then you give him a mic. Yo, I remember Booby Smooth came up to Watson and it was yo, bro. That was legendary. Legendary. So I would say Joe Pope is definitely up there, bro. Definitely up there.
All right. Who else would you say?
I would probably say Booby Smooth. And the reason I would say Booby Smooth is because of this. Booby Smooth was the first one that brought social consciousness into entertainment. And he weaved it in and he brought an intelligence. He was a business owner. He would talk about that. He got the Cafe 22. He would push people to, yo, make sure y'all go to Cafe 22.
Yeah.
Then he would start telling you about how to fix your credit. And I got a business that does that, by the way. Then he'd start telling you about home ownership. So all of this is in the middle of giving nicknames, calling the games, but somebody calls a timeout, by the way. And then he'll give you a nugget, right? And not everybody was feeling it, but I could honestly say I learned stuff from Booby Smooth actually doing his thing, but coming with a whole different angle, right? So it was like, I see what y'all doing, but I'm gonna go over here. Kind of like what we do with the podcast, right? Like people see, yo, podcast, that's cool, and people still doing stuff on Instagram, but we haven't had any guests on our podcast since the pandemic.
That's a fact. I've been the guest, see?
Holding us down.
We're on our Sisker and Ebert right now when it comes to basketball.
And so, but the goal when we talked about it was we don't want to jump on the Instagram live. We want to control the narrative. We want to be able to talk about topics. And then when it comes, like, we wanted to make what we do in terms of the interviews, in person, sit down. So because
informative information.
That's what it's about, man. Giving information. And that's what this is about, right? If you didn't know the history of the announcer, maybe you learned something today. But Booby Smooth definitely changed the game, and that's why I put him in the top 3.
Got it.
Anybody else you want to mention? Who's some people who?
Shout out to my man Craig Yancey with the lead. I seen him do some big things, man. It was a major thing because these were kids that were in all major tournaments coming to his tournament, you know, and I seen him build it, man. It was a fun tournament, man, knowing that it was local. You know, these are my guys. I grew up right there. So, you know, to see everybody come together, you know, they had the food popping. I was like, yo, they competing with the top tournaments in the city.
I'm going to just go on an honorable mention, and I'm going to just run off some people that I could think of off the top of my head, right? Big shout out to Marquise Noel's pops. He used to do the games over at Kingdom.
That was my boy. He's another one I forgot about. He used to go to Richmond, right?
Yep.
Yo, he's a good commentator. See, I don't know a lot of these dudes' names, man.
Yo. He held it down. Big shout out to AG, the voice of Harlem. He held down Kingdom for a long time. Al Cash, Hannibal. He was one of the first. He came with the belt. He came with the robe. He brought entertainment to it. He came with the energy. You know what I'm saying? One time, this is a story. He was like, yo, I'm going to call this game from the parking lot. He wasn't even in the park. Yo, this is the best kept. Yo, that was the illest joint that I ever seen. Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yo, big shout out to Kenny and Ralph, who was the tournament directors at Dykeman that used to call the games at Dykeman. People don't remember that. They was calling the games before there was a announcer at Dykeman. We talked about G Stacks and Bobby C. Off the top of my head, man, yo, big shout out to Mel Thompson, always holding down the City Legends Invitational, all of the stuff we did with City Legends, with the Harlem Wizards, and yo, Freddie Crawford Jr. from Golden Hoops, and Doc Turner Classic. Big shout out to Big Brawley, Nike Pro City, and the two young boys, man, Jaden and my other guy, Cha-Ching. They do their thing over at Dykeman, and Jose from Tri-State Classic. I mean, I don't know who else. Anybody else that I missed, L?
Nah, man. I mean, for the most part, we got the top 5, and that's I'm solid on that. We got the top 5 ever.
Yo, and just for the people who didn't know, man, if you never played ball in New York City, yeah, Kevin Durant and Steve Francis and Kobe Bryant wanted to come to hoop, right? But they also wanted to get a nickname. And they also wanted to get that feel.
That's a fact.
Did you see any pros at Rucker Park? L, did you see any pros come out there?
Absolutely.
Who give me one pro and what you remember about what the announcer did with the pro?
I mean, I seen a couple of pros there. I seen Allen Iverson there. I seen Vince Carter there. I seen Tim Thomas when he was in the league there. I remember Chris Childs being there. They shouting Chris Childs out. And that was the funniest joint because Chris Childs was there. And the commentator was like, all right, man, give him some room before he give you the 1-2. Remember, this was after he bopped him.
When he pieced Kobe up. God bless. God bless.
Yeah, man.
God bless, man. God bless. The Black Mamba. But do you feel like the announcers got a little bit more hype when they saw the pros out there? Like,
absolutely. No, that's when they went in their baggie.
That's when they
went in their bag.
Oh, so they went to another level too.
Absolutely. Depending on who there. Oh, they got to know about me. They on it. They all on the floor. They animated today. Last game they was chilling. This game is 3-4 credible people. They like, oh, I gotta get in my bag.
But guess what though, L? They know those dudes could come and bring them for a celebrity game. They could bring them overseas. They could get them on a commercial. Like I remember Voice of Harlem was on the Ted Smooth remix. He got the song. He was on the camera joint. Like when you become fish grease, I'm gonna just educate for 1 second. If you're looking to gain opportunity and you're wondering how to get on, figure out a way to make yourself fish grease. Make yourself hot, do something nobody else is doing, and guess what? The phone calls will start coming in. All you got to do is create the momentum, right? When we started this show, L, nobody really knew, what was going to come of it. Now we get phone calls, we get opportunities, we get sit-down meetings, because at the end of the day, we just trying to create the energy so people is, consuming the content. And 17,000 followers later, subscribers later, people is feeling it, and we appreciate it. Respectfully and humbly, we appreciate it. Absolutely. So I just wanted to share that, man. You got the last word, my brother.
I think it was a great show. I think we highlighted an area that is so impactful in New York City basketball, but they don't really get the props for what they really bring to these games. Right. So, want to give them some, and that was your idea. And I think it was a part of you being a commentator for the Big Three.
Well, I think it's right. I think you nailed it on the head, man. It's like they're a big part of the game, and not enough people mention them when they talk about stuff like Hall of Fame and the greatest ever or top 5. Like, let's give these dudes their flowers too, and make sure that we shout them out and putting them in that conversation of the importance to the game. Yo, big shout out to D Jones, Jerry Ice, the whole City Legends crew. Make sure you check us out. Spotify, Apple TV, bcomtv.com. Subscribe on YouTube. Yo, who you shouting out, L?
Big shout out to Sean Black. Ain't mentioned him in a while. Shout out to Mikey, man. Go check out their podcast. You gotta know that. Definitely check out Off the Grid, high school football show where we talk high school football, and we're very informative about what you should be doing at this time, how to manage your time during this time, and things you should be doing during the corona instead of just sitting around eating. Big shout out to Valerie out in Queens. She's been helping us as far as trying to help us get more sponsors. Shout out to her. Shout out to Sap.
Yes, sir. And who gets the biggest shout out?
I just want to get to the man who makes it all happen. Shout out to him.
Yes, sir.